Welcome to this new Pick a Card tarot reading. This time it's for the full moon in Sagittarius, and I think it's a very adventurous time of the year. So we have this beautiful full moon when the sun is in Gemini and the full moon is in Sagittarius, and we are in the middle of June, so the summer is about to arrive or just has arrived, and it's such a beautiful time when everything in nature is still very green and the sky is blue and the sun is out a lot and the days are very long, at least in the northern hemisphere. And this, as always, the full moon is a good moment to remember our intentions and to see how we bring them into grounded action, how we bring them into life. So the first step for you might be to go back 2 weeks back to the new moon that we had in Gemini and remember your intentions, your seeds that you planted at that time, and then to see how you brought them into action and how you started to manifest them. And then you can use the energy of this full moon to see where you can bring your energy, or where you can bring this moon's fire, because Sagittarius is just a fire sign and has a lot of fire. So where can you channel this fiery energy of the full moon into your life, so that your projects, that your seeds are starting to grow, that they are starting to bloom and to thrive. You can also ask where in your life you can be more adventurous, or maybe also what is holding you back from being your wildest self, and like the wildest self, like also being your most authentic self. And it's very it fits very well, I think. I always love the synchronicity of the universe, and it comes that I am just right now on the beautiful island of Tenerife in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and it's funny because like right now there's like some motorcycles driving by, and this for me feels like could be a huge adventure. I wouldn't do it because I would be too scared, but maybe it's something that you want to try, maybe. So for me it's a very beautiful time, very adventurous time, very wild time. I just finished the Wild Woman retreat that we hosted here on the beautiful island, and I had a lot of interesting insights, or a lot of transformational processes going on, and they are still going on, and I think this moon cycle is very transformative, and also interesting to see how I am bringing myself, my creativity into the world. And so I'm super excited about this new this full moon that is going to shine so brightly over me, and I hope that you will see her too in the night sky, and that you can feel her energies, and that you feel inspired to maybe start a new project, or be more courageous about your project. So maybe you have already started something, or have been thinking about something, but you were not really sure whether it's going to be what you want to do or what you want to have in your life. And so this is an invitation to be more adventurous. And even if you find out that the thing that you started was not what you expected it to be, you will most certainly learn something, and you can always finish something and start something new. So it's an invitation to be more adventurous, more courageous. Also with the sun in Gemini, we still have the communication and the playfulness and the joy. So also still inviting in joy into our lives and being playful. And so I just invite you for a moment to close your eyes and maybe put your heart on your heart center, your hands on your heart center, and breathe into your heart space, and maybe remember that little seed that you planted there. And maybe you can already imagine that you are watering that seed with every breath that you take. You can imagine that you inhale golden, maybe a silver or just a white light, and that you bring this light onto your seed. And maybe it already has started to grow. maybe it's still in the soil. Just check out what's going on with the seed that you planted, maybe at the last new moon, maybe already some time ago. Everything is welcome. And just check in and see what's present. And maybe already something came up for you, maybe some new project, something that you want to start, that you want to try, or also you've been thinking about something that is holding you back, that is keeping you from being your wildest and most authentic self. Breathe into this space. See how also the moon is shining her light into it. And then when you open your eyes, you will be able to choose one pile that's meant for you, one message that's meant for you to be heard by you. Yeah, and I wish you a very happy full moon and hope that all your projects and all your adventures can be enjoyed in the most playful and joyful way. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. So, as you can see, here are the piles. I have chosen this time for very beautiful stones that I just bought here in Tenerife. You have here the very beautiful pink opal. Look at it, it's amazing. For pile number 1. Then the orange calcite. It's also a very beautiful stone, beautiful energy. For pile number 2. And then another opal, it's a blue one. Oh, sorry. It's for pile number 3. And then the Angelita. Maybe it's Angelite. I don't know. But in Spanish it was Angelita. Looks like a little blue. I don't know, like the ocean maybe. Yeah, I chose that one for pile number 4. So now you can pick your pile. And I see you in your reading. Welcome, pile number 1. If you have chosen the pink opal, then this is your reading. And I think it's a very interesting reading. We have, as an archetype card, the box. And then also I think it's very coherent here that we have in the middle of the box card this light. It's at the very center of the card. And then also here in the crown card there is this like egg or planet or whatever it is. Also, it's not in the center of the card, but it's calling the attention a lot. And then we also have it here in the assassin card with the third eye that is also very catchy. And then I don't know if you can see it, but I will show you for this assassin card. What? Oop! Look, you have here these little drops, like a big drop and then a small one. And it falls down, and then you also find this here on the ivy card. So I think this is very coherent. And then also you have in your tarot cards, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Strength card, and Chariot. And I think this is a huge invitation to think outside of the box. And also to change your perspective. So the Hanged Man shows us to literally turn ourselves upside down and see things differently. And here the box card, I think it's somewhat like the light of our soul is in the center of this card and is something where we want to go. But to arrive there, we have to go, we have to like peel away layer by layer of maybe conditioning, of limiting beliefs. And I think these beliefs are represented by these fine white lines. And it's like you have the first line, it's like a limiting belief, you let that go, you look into it, and then there's another one, and then there will come another one and another one and another one. And there's a lot of them, definitely. And it might be a lot of work and it takes some time, but you will definitely be rewarded. And yeah, I think it can be that we put ourselves in boxes because we think that we have to follow the expectations of others, that we have to fulfill expectations of friends, of family, of ourselves, of our mind even. And sometimes our mind is telling us things that are not really aligned with our heart's desires. And so this is a huge invitation for you to look at your limiting beliefs. I mean, the full moon is definitely there to show you these kind of shadows, and it's going to help you to peel these layers away, and also maybe to to get in tune where you have to look at, because sometimes it's like, okay, looking outside the box and releasing limiting beliefs, la la la. It's like, okay, but where to start? And then you can just ask the full moon and her energy, and she will guide you. You can be very sure about that. And it's also like this invitation to let something die or to kill something. And maybe this can be like the mind. I mean, you should not kill your mind, but like the things that are coming from your mind that are not aligned with yourself. Yeah. So, and also it's a call to tune into your intuition a lot, because the crow is that very intelligent bird that is associated with wisdom and also with intuition. So you have all of that. So you have that beautiful light, that is your soul. And yeah, it might take some time and you have to be perseverant, but ultimately you are already at the point to you are already there. I don't know if you know what I mean, but maybe it's like you start something new. Maybe you started a project, or maybe you I don't know, whatever it is. And it's already there because you have the Ace of Pentacles, so it's something earthly. It's on this earthly plane, and you have this beautiful garden, and you are in the garden, but there's also this path leading out, and what's beyond the garden, it's also so beautiful because you have the mountains, and it's like spirit handing you something. It's like you already have that, because for me, it's like a talent that you have, or it's something that is deep inside of you, like here. So spirit is handing you that. And you just need to look at things in a different way. Because you also, like the Chariot also for me represents that you are already where you need to be. It's just like, get going, because the person in here, they have everything they need. They have actually everything from the other arcana. So you can see here, for example, the moon coming from the high priestess. You have the crown coming from the empress. This one represents the lingam and yoni. So also that kind of creative energy, or this fused energy of masculine and feminine. And also they seem to have integrated their shadow and their light self, because they are here next to each other. And they are ready to pull that chariot. And yeah, but the person seems to be a little not so sure about themselves. So it's like, okay, I have everything of it, but it's like, but I don't know how to do that. And I think a little change of perspective might help here, because maybe he's just thinking like, okay, I have that chariot, but this is so massive. It's built of stone. It's not like the best way of going in a massive chariot made of stone. But let me just step out of it and just walk, for example. That would be kind of a change of perspective. Like, try something slightly different and you will see that you can get going, that you have everything that you need, and that you also have the strengths. And here, this is also very interesting, because for me, the strength card is something that unites the feminine and the masculine. So the feminine energy kind of hugs or nourishes the masculine energy. So we have that lion that represents so much strength and power and maybe fierceness, and she is just caressing him or them. I don't know. It's probably a male because of the mane. I think female lions don't have so much hair around their heads. So she is hugging him and showing him love, and in a very tender way, in a very loving way. So this is also what I was also talking about, the masculine and feminine energy, but also kind of the shadow and the light self, because we see here a representation of the light side of the masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. So basically, this is an invitation. You can ask yourself, where have you been stuck lately, or have you felt stuck lately? And then ask for, if you don't know how to approach this, like here it was so easy just to say like, okay, step out of the chariot and walk, and maybe there will come another chariot that will pick you up, or there might be a bicycle standing by, or a horse, or whatever it is that you can use for transportation wherever you want to go. And this is just a metaphor. So if you don't know what this is, where you can change your perspective, you can just ask. You can work with the energy of the full moon. You can just ask her and be like, please help me to change perspective, help me to see things differently, and then it will come to you. I am very sure about that. And then also be sure that it's not just like taking like one sitting with it, but it just takes some time. And it's just like the crow for me, it's this bird. I'm relating that to somewhat like an old wise woman somehow, and they too take some time to gather their knowledge, to become wise. And it's not just from one day to another, but it takes some time. And so I invite you to be very patient, but to trust in the process, and to trust in whatever it is that you carry within you, because you have so much strength and so much power. I think for me it's a very powerful reading, because you have also here the 3 major arcana with the Hangman, the Strength card, and the Chariot, and also Strength followed by the Chariot. So yeah, this is very powerful. And you also took this beautiful opal stone that has this soft pink color. And I read that opal is a good stone if you want to bring more energy to something. So if you like now watch or look at this opal stone and you think about the changes that you want to bring into your life, into your reality, then she might just tell you where to go. So that's very interesting. It can also be a stone that brings further more of the maybe negative feelings. So it's also always to check out how to work with that stone. But yeah, I think that's already all of that. I wish you a lot of courage. I wish you a very happy full moon, and I'm super curious to hear where you have changed your perspective. Maybe it is on adventures, or yeah, maybe it's on something else, but just ask the full moon to help you to send her fire, her energy, wherever you need it to be. Thank you. Bye-bye. Welcome, pile number 2. If you have chosen this beautiful yellow calcite stone, then this is your reading. And this is very interesting because the yellow, I see it together with the 3rd chakra, the Manipura chakra, or the solar plexus chakra. And the color linked to that chakra is yellow. And you also have the flame, which represents the Agni. And Agni in Sanskrit means fire, and it's our digestive fire. And if this fire is on, it's also a sign that we are connected to our purpose. And so this is very coherent, what I see here with the yellow calcite, with the flame card, and also the sentinel card, because this card is
saying that you might have lost the connection to yourself or to your purpose. And so I think this might be an invitation for you to come back to that place, to come back to what ignites your soul, what ignites your heart, and what is why you came here in this incarnation. And more interestingly, it's not only coming to this by your intuition, which is represented by the unicorn. So you also have the third eye chakra, the Inat chakra, represented in that card. But also with the agonite, it's the plant of the of like learning and of wisdom. So it's an invitation for you to come back to your soul's light, working with your intuition, but also working with knowledge. And I'm just seeing that there is a lot of light coming in as I speak of fire and of this. So I will just try to fix that and be back in a minute. Okay, here we go. Looks super nice here with the flame card and the light coming in, I think. Yeah. Okay, so it's not only intuition, but it's also knowledge. So this is an invitation, I guess, to balance your mind and heart, soul. And I see also things definitely coming to an end with the Death card, and also new beginnings with the Ace of Swords. And here with the Ace of Swords, we also have the mind represented with the sword. So maybe there is some new ideas coming to you and you have been not answering them because you thought like, what are they? Why should I do that? And it's nothing that I have time for, or having these excuses or resistance. But I think deep in your heart, you know that these kind of ideas that you are having or that are given to you are because they are nourishing your soul and your soul's purpose. So maybe you can feel into that and see what ideas, what needs have you been neglecting. And yeah, I think if we don't answer our soul's call, and if we don't follow that path, our soul's light will be very dimmed, and then we get cold, we might even get sick. And yeah, I think it's always an invitation to come back to that light and to that light, to that flame that we all carry within ourselves, to reignite the soul, to reignite the desire that we had, and especially here with the Five of Cups. Get it a little bit lighter now. With the Five of Cups, you can maybe reconnect to your inner child and ask them what they wanted, what was their soul's desire. What was it that lit up their soul, that put a smile onto their faces and brought them joy, and also adventurous, because this moon is also about adventures. And yeah, so maybe tune into that. Tune into, remember the ideas that you had lately that you wanted to bring into life. And then look at the things that kept you from that. And let that end. Let just allow yourself to be playful, to try new things, and don't just think, okay, but this is not productive, I'm not going to do that. Life is not about being productive all the time. It's about enjoying, and it's about doing things that bring joy to us and to our soul, and also allowing us to doing nonsense, even if that is something that brings us joy. and also to learn something, because maybe someone of you really is into learning and into reading things. So this is also an invitation to maybe start a new hobby or just to learn something new. And yeah, just I mean, the unicorn is also a being that is linked more to fantasy or something like that. And maybe allow yourself to believe in the existence of unicorns and remember how it felt when you were a child and how wondrous the world felt and how many things you could see in a tree or in the woods or in the ocean, and all these beautiful creatures, these mystical beings that you thought to be real. Just allow yourself to come back to that place and to believe in the magic of this world, because we tend to forget that, because we are so much in our heads a lot and always try to explain things coming from the mind and from a very intellectual driven approach. So I think this is an invitation to look into the wonders of the world, and maybe this can be also some kind of adventure to seek out where you can find magic in your everyday life and see the world with a child's eye. Like, imagine going outside and imagine to see the tree that is in your front yard, or I don't know, the flowers that are in your city or that are around you, that you see them for the first time and then feel the wonders, feel their beauty, feel their divinity. And then when you are there at this point that you are feeling this and that your heart is lighting up, that your soul is lighting up, just know that this is just that they are reflecting their beauty, they're reflecting their light, their wonders, their magic onto you, and that you are doing the same, so that you also carry this magic, these wonders within you, and that your soul's light is such a beautiful, beautiful thing that wants to be seen in the world, and that you are really needed, and that all the ideas that you have, it's not that you just have them for nothing. I mean, you should maybe not like pursue every single idea that you have, but the ones that you consider good ones and that you were maybe too shy or maybe too afraid to follow them, you can just follow them. Just allow yourself to be in this wondrous and this adventurous place, and yeah, maybe ask the moon for her support on this journey to see things differently and to also allow things to end. So maybe some of you have been thinking about quitting their job to do something else, something that is more connected to their soul's mission. Oops. To their soul's mission, but haven't had the courage yet. So then this is definitely an invitation to do so. And you can just know that this is the right timing. But bring always your mind and your heart, your soul into balance, and allow yourself to come back to that beautiful light that is your soul. So I'm very curious to hear what happened to you. So if you feel like it to share, you can just leave a comment below the video. And I wish you a very, very happy full moon in Sagittarius. Feel her light. I mean, she's so much fire, and maybe you can just sit under the moon and imagine your Manipura chakra, your solar plexus chakra to open up and to take in all of that beautiful energy that the full moon carries, like this fire, but also this intuitive energy that is going to nurture you so much. And then you can also bring your hands onto that area, maybe put the left hand on your heart center, the right hand on your solar plexus, and then feel how these two areas are in that moment. Maybe you can bring them into balance by imagining some tube of light running up and running low. And then also breathe into your belly. Like, this is the most important thing. Sometimes we have so much energy here that it hurts us. I mean, it's also the area of the stomach. So, and if we don't follow once the our passions, but we force ourselves to do the things that we think that we should do, then we get a stomach hurt. So this is also this card like having a disease or not feeling very well. So while with breathing we can open up that place again, like do some deep belly breath and also observe your breath. Maybe you have something like a reversed breathing pattern, which means that your diaphragm goes up when you breathe in and goes down when you breathe out, but it's the other way around. So if you breathe in, your diaphragm expands into your belly, and you can see that your belly is writhing, and when you exhale it goes back up and the ribs come back to center. So maybe just try that and just lay down, put something on your solar plexus. Maybe you have also some kind of a crystal, and then just observe your breath moving that object, going up and going down, and then you will probably already feel some more peace within you. And like this you can open up yourself for the knowledge, for the messages that the full moon carries for you. So I wish you very pleasant full moon, and I wish you happy breathing. Yes, and I'm super curious to hear what came up for you, so if you feel like it, share it with me. And then I see you in one of the next videos. Bye-bye! Welcome, pair number 3. If you have chosen the blue opal, this is your reading. Oh, zip. Can you see it now? Like this? Yeah. So this is your reading. You have the empty room as the archetype card. And I have a feeling that some of you might have felt stuck somewhere. So the empty room, it could also be like something like a void inside of you that you did not know how to use, maybe. I think it's using something, like using, not like, you know, like you did not know what to do with it. Let me tell like that. And then we have here with the thistle that is turned upside down. That was the first thing that actually caught my attention, that it was growing upside down, coming down. And then the thistle is something that is like sticking onto you. And then if you walk onto it, it hurts a little bit. So it feels like there is something, or that you have the feeling that there is something blocking you somewhat, or something that is challenging you. I can feel definitely some sort of longing for something. Maybe you feel a longing for something that you don't even know what it is. Like with we have here the 3 of Wands, and that person is looking in the landscape. We have here some kind of I don't know, maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's just a lake or something, but we have definitely boats here. And that person for me seems to be very, very longing, like looking at the horizon and feeling like, oh, I want to go there, but not really knowing where to go. So it's the same with that empty room. It's like you're standing in that empty room and you're thinking like, okay, I have that empty room, but what the F am I going to do with that? What should I do? And you also have this feeling of being blocked. And then we have here the Enchanter, and that card tells you to remember hard times that you had in the past and that you came over with. So where you had the strength within you to move through it. And so maybe you can just for a moment close your eyes and think about a situation where you did something that was in the beginning very, very hard for you. So maybe it was a conversation that you had with someone where you were really afraid because you did not want to hurt their feelings or whatever it is, but then you did it anyway. So you looked into that conversation anyway. And you saw that you are very strong and that you are able and capable of doing hard things. Maybe you have also read Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and she's quoting, or she's telling in the book, like, we can do hard things. And I think it's always the hard things or the things that we initially don't want to do or where we feel resistance to do them that give us so much empowerment, so much strength, and then ultimately so much growth. That we, after we have been doing them or after we tried them, we don't recognize ourselves and tell us, wow, I really did that. And sometimes it's just doing like small things. I will tell you just an example. So I went to Tenerife last week and we arrived at the airport, and my friend said like, okay, just do some videos on this rolling thing where the suitcases are coming out. And I was really like, oh, but you're not allowed to step on that or to sit on that. I can't do that. And I really felt within me like this huge, like, you cannot do that. And then I had just this moment, I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And that little moment shifted so much for me because nothing happened. We just had so much fun and we're laughing so hard. But I could really feel how I was breaking some limitations within me. And that felt just so good. It was so funny. It was so relieving. And to feel that resistance at first and then doing it anyway, and to see how fast this resistance could dissolve and turn into something enjoyable and enjoy and fun. Because you also have the hummingbird here. It's an invitation to be light, to enjoy the sweetness of life. And you can see here, she is surrounded by darkness, but in the center where she is, there are beautiful colors. There's a rainbow, and then the light is breaking open. So I guess it's an invitation for you to tune into this sweet light energy of life, and to see how you can bring the light into this dark, empty room, and how you can see what you can use it for, what you can do with it. And that's also the star card with this woman who is 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth. So she's bringing two elements together, and she's also showing vulnerability because she's naked. I think for some of you it might be hard to be naked because you have some limiting beliefs around your body, and you don't feel comfortable with that. So I guess it's also an invitation to be vulnerable, and maybe also acknowledge that having a thistle somewhere does hurt. I mean, you're allowed to say that. You're allowed to say that, oh my God, this hurts. I think this is something hard to do. But then do it anyways. And then also allow yourself, you have also this very motherly Empress energy here that's very abundant and very soft and gentle. Allow yourself to treat yourself in a gentle way, in a motherly way. Pamper yourself, give yourself space. So if you feel like you've been really hard on yourself because you did not know how to do it, because you were hurting, just give you some time to pamper yourself. Do something nice, do something that you love, like eat a cake or go swim in a lake or in the ocean, take a sun bath, take a foot bath, shower yourself or take a bubble bath, or do whatever it is that gives you some comfort. Also hug yourself. Like, with this empty room, sometimes if we feel like we are empty, then we can fill ourselves just with our own love. So take your hands and put them around, like the right hand goes on the left shoulder, the left hand on the right shoulder, and then give yourself this beautiful hug here. Feel your heart beating, feel the warmth that you have. And then also try to shift your perspective on that empty room, because an empty room can be very, very scary, especially when there is no light inside, when it's dark. But just imagine to have that hummingbird with you, and she flies into that room and she lights that room up. And then you can see that this room is just full of possibilities. Like, you can do everything in that room. You can play, you can create something, you can write, you can sing, you can dance, you can just lay down on the floor and look up onto the ceiling. Whatever it is that you desire, you can do. And I think this is something very that's something amazing. It's like a fresh start. It's something new. And I think if you do that, you will see the rewards. And you can see here two people raising their hands. They're having flowers. There's so many flowers around them. So you have all this abundance as well. I mean, look here with the water that is just flowing around. Everything is green and very lush. There's a bird sitting, just came to me like the phoenix that just has risen, and that's just a small little bird, but that is coming back to their strength. And you also have the 7 stars. For me, they represent the Pleiades, and this is also some like indication for like the universe always has your back, and you are always guided. You can always look into the stars and ask for support, for guidance. And especially today with the full moon in Sagittarius, you can ask her to shine her beautiful fiery light onto you and give you strength, give you nurturing, give you whatever it is that you desire, and to help you to remove your blocks or remove the things that are hurting you. And you can just ask for an easy way. I mean, I think we believe so often that hard things have to be difficult or something, but hard things can also be, I don't know. If I say easy, that would seem like a contradiction, but maybe you can feel that sometimes things might seem to be hard, but you can ask for your lessons to come in a gentle way, in an easy way, that everything that is meant for you might be integrated in a very flowy way. So you have that too because of the water. The water is flowing, so it's not like she is wasting something, but there is so much of it. There is so much abundance also waiting for you. And this does not necessarily mean in a like money or something like material way, but you can just fill that empty room with so much love and so much light. And just tune into the energy of the moon and ask her, invite in some of this light colibri energy, maybe sing a song, maybe dance a little bit, and see how you can remove the hard things from your life, because you are such a strong person, you're such a strong soul, and you will be even stronger after that. Yeah, so this is what I see for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for letting me do that reading for you. If you have any questions, or if you want to know something else, don't hesitate to send me a message or write something in the comment box. I wish you a very, very happy full moon. Maybe do a ritual, maybe just do some nice and deep belly breathing to feel that inner room expand and grow bigger and bigger. And then you can maybe just open your heart and free that little bird, that little colibri that is inside of you. Let her fly around, let her be playful, let her show you the way to the sweetness of life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and see you in one of the next readings. Bye-bye! Welcome, pile number 4, if you have chosen this beautiful Angelita. ¿Cómo se dice en español? Oops. Let me light that up for you so you can see that beautiful stone. So if you've chosen that stone, then this is your reading. And you know what's really interesting is that the stone is so beautiful and carries such a light, angelic energy in it. And as I was just putting the cards on the table, and I was putting your archetype card on the table, that is the destroyer, the stone just slipped my hand and fell down. So what I see in your reading is very like a lot of strong energy, like very, very strong and destructive, and also a very strong and creative energy. So it's kind of a contradiction, but what isn't in life so I'm very happy that you are here, that you chose this pile, and I'm really excited to see what's coming up for you. So this Destroyer card is the card of destruction, obviously. I think it carries somewhat the energy of the Tower in the Tarot. Yeah, and I think we are in our society very unhappy when things come to an ending. And I can see the tendency to just stick onto things, even though we know it's good that they are come to an ending, but we have a really hard time with that. And I think this might also be why, because we, death is not really present in our society, so we don't talk so much about it. It's something that needs to be avoided at every cost. It's something that's very far away, but I think it's also something that we all fear so much. And I think this is an invitation to embrace the death. It's not like the death of a person necessarily, but like the symbolic, the metaphor that things are coming to an end. And this is coming every second. I mean, if you breathe in, you breathe in life. If you breathe out, you breathe out something that you don't need anymore. And a cycle comes to an end. Every single moment, every single day, when the sun goes down, the day comes to an end. And as the day ends, the night starts. So this is very important, that we need things to end in order for something new to arise. If the phoenix doesn't burn itself, it cannot rise from the ashes. If the day does not come to an end, the night cannot start. If the night doesn't end, the day cannot come. So if you see that, we have these cycles in life, and our life in society tells us that everything is like linear, and so we don't have these endings and things, but this is just not how it is in life. We have cycles, we have the spiral, things are coming back in different ways. So yeah, I think this is an invitation for you to embrace also the destruction and this super strong energy of destruction. So you have these two cards that are for me pretty intense. They are really powerful. Also with the horse, because the horse is the most powerful earth creature in this deck, and you have the strength coming from that animal. It's super powerful. And you also have here the sweet and a little bit less strong energy of the moon that she has sitting on her third eye. So it's also an invitation to tune into your intuition as always. And also to ask yourself, where have you been holding back? And where have your thoughts been holding you back? Where have you been holding back because you think you should do something? Where do you think where are you holding your back because of the things that your mind are telling yourself? Because remember, you are not your thoughts. You do not have to believe everything that your mind is telling you, because there's so many bullshit coming from that place. The mind is a very powerful tool, but we have to learn how to use it, and sometimes it can be really annoying. It can be really annoying. So just allow your mind to be quiet from time to time. Maybe this is something that is linked with that card. You can feel into that if that is something for you. And then you also have this hair card, and I think this is very interesting, but because in the booklet it's like there is a new beginning, and this is also, I see this with this destroyer card, and the hair is someone who prepared themselves to become whatever it is that they are meant to be in this world. And they are, all of their life, they are prepared for that role. And then when the time comes, when something comes to an ending, then it's their moment to rise and to bring everything they have been living for in that moment, everything that they have basically, to bring into life. So I think it's like in the first, when I saw the card first, I was like, okay, but this is like fate that you cannot escape, but you always have a choice. And maybe this is an invitation for you to tune into your soul's purpose, into your heart's desire, and to know that you are ready for that. So I see a lot of change, basically in all of the readings, and in all of the readings there were this kind of strong and gentle energy. And I think this is also this is what the full moon represents for me, because she is so powerful, yet she is gentle, because it's not like the sun who is just shining their light like so strong and it's getting so hot, but the moon is, it's not her light. She is taking the light of the sun and she is reflecting it onto us. So we have this strong energy coming from the full moon, and yet it's gentle. So you see that even if things can be contradictory, they are not always have to be that. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted because there was someone at the door. And what I wanted to say was not that the like these two energies can be on like a contradiction, but it's something that we can also embrace. It's just our mind that tells us that things have to be clear. But I think in nature, it's not always very clear, and contradictions are also something that we can live with. Also with the jasmine, that is a very gentle flower and has a very beautiful, gentle smell. But here in this card, there is this dagger, and it's somewhat an invitation to believe in yourself and trust yourself. And I think this also goes together with that card and with that card, with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Swords, because well, sometimes people from the outside or even your mind might tell you that this is weird or this is something that you shouldn't do or whatever it is. But tune into your inner knowing, into your intuition. That is very strong, also with the horse. By the way, you have two horses here. So tune into your intuition and trust yourself. Trust that you are on your own path. And so this is not about just getting rid of the mind and it's the things that it's telling you, but more like using it in a very light and in a light way, and just like be aware of the power that your mind is and the strength that it is giving you, but then also tune back into your heart. And also I can see some kind of action here with the Knight of Wands. So maybe you can look into where you are called into action, where you are called to bring maybe ideas, maybe that energy into some grounded action. And then it's also about balance with the Temperance card. So here you can see that person tempering something. So it's an invitation to, bring things into balance. I think it's this whole thing about destruction and beginning and ending. And here it's the emphasis on the ending, but also on the beginning with the air. So this full moon, you can ask for guidance on everything that I just said. Ask for where you need to be more open for endings and destructions, and where you can channel more of this horse, of this fiery energy. Because also the full moon in Sagittarius is it's a very fiery energy, and you can just tune into that. So there's light, but there's also, it's reflected light. So you also have these two energies in that. So see where you can connect with this inner horsepower, but also with this inner gentleness, and see where you can trust yourself more, and where you can invite change into your life, into your reality, and then move swiftly, move freely, and in an enjoyable way. I guess that's all for you, dear pile number 4. I wish you a very happy full moon. Maybe you do some rituals, maybe you connect with your ancestors. Just see what comes up for you. Ask always for guidance. Bring your hands on your heart center, and give yourself love and gratitude for the amazing and strong being that you are. So bye bye, and see you in one of the next readings.